Chris Lovell here with another edition of Pirate Talk. These shows are brought to you by Gene Messer Ford Lincoln. So make sure if you're for any of your car needs, our producer and engineer Colton Coons drives a fancy Lincoln Navigator that he got up with these fine folks. So we certainly want to shout out those folks. My guest on this one is one of my favorite people. She Sarah Blakely, okay, she's been at Lubbock Cooper High School for 2017, 2018, something like that. Is that right? Okay.
Yes. Yep.
And we've done girls hoops, we've done track, now we're doing cross country, and some of these, and all that. But you're just and we teach health. We teach health. So she's got all these tips out there. Coach Blakely, how are we?
Good. How
Yes?
are you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah.
I'm doing good. Glad to have you. We have failed the sport of cross country on this lovely platform. I'm going to blame myself for that. So we're trying to remedy that right now with Coach Blakely. So okay, you were a stud hooper in high school. It's the rumor. Little. You say this is what Sarah's. She's not going to brag on herself, but you were, yes.
It was. I enjoyed it. I loved playing. Yes, sir.
But you were pretty good at it.
I was. Yes.
Yes.
I would
Okay.
say I was
See,
pretty good at
that's
it.
what we
I was-
want. That's what we want. Yes. Okay. And did you? Because you coached some basketball, but did you? Is that like when you were kind of growing up? Is this like, okay, I kind of think I want to be this off in the future, like coaching wise? I mean, kind of take me through your journey here.
Yeah, so I was around education. So my dad was a coach and my mom was a school nurse. And so eventually my dad got out of coaching and went to be a principal. And so I was around
Public
just the
education
public
and sports.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And I played basketball. Started basketball when I was really young and went and played AAU. And it was just that was kind of my thing was basketball.
There you go.
So.
And you were point guard, combo guard?
I did kind of both, or all of it, really.
Okay.
Just point guard, mainly wing, shooting guard.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Because these days it's all positionless. We don't call them all anything. It's
Yeah.
just like go play.
Go play.
There's no center. There's no guards. There's just everybody does everything. Yeah. And so, at what point did you kind of get into actual coaching? What was your first coaching job? Where were you, and how did that come to be?
So I got my first coaching job right out of, as soon as I graduated college from WT, and I took that one at Hereford, and I was there for 5 years. And
Okay.
so I started out middle school and did volleyball, basketball, track, and then just moved up into the high school doing basketball, track.
Okay, so Hereford, we were coaching some hoops at Hereford.
We
Okay,
were.
very nice. And then you obviously Lubbock Cooper, very fortunate to get you, and you did do basketball at Cooper High School for how many years was that?
I did that for 5 years.
5 years, and then at some point you kind of is this what I want to keep doing, or can I transition to some other? Take me through that dynamic, because basketball is your love.
Basketball's my love. It was really hard to kind of get away from that, but there was an opportunity. I've always kind of been into running. I ran my first half marathon when I was in college, and I mean it wasn't fast by any means, but I kind of got into the running aspect of it. I really enjoy track, and there was an opportunity there to be a head cross country, and I just I went with it. I don't know. It was one of those things. It was a difficult decision just because basketball was.
And you can't really do both because they're happening at the same time.
They are.
Large in part.
And maybe you could, but at this point, it was cross and track. And so, yeah, I made that switch, and I've enjoyed it. I mean, it's been different, but it's been good.
Yeah, because basketball is the one high school sport that kind of screws everybody up because it's like bleeds over into both semesters. It's not like a perfectly, I do this in the fall and this in the spring. No, basketball is like, it's all over it.
Yes.
And it from a scheduling standpoint and all that stuff. So I can see how it'd be easier to compartmentalize and keep your brain straight if you're doing what you're doing now. Cross country. Run far, be good. There's more to it than that. But take me through the dynamic of the sport of cross country, because they go run. It's not on a track.
No.
Explain.
Yeah, so cross country, it's a little bit different than track.
A lot.
A lot different than track. But yeah, you go out to different courses, whether it's golf courses, just on a trail. You're running through dirt and hills and
Up and down.
up and down. And so you're really trying to. You can have a total of 7 kids that make up a team on either a varsity or a JV. And so,
which gives you 14.
Which
you've
would
got
give you 14.
Okay, you've got a varsity and a JV. Okay, 7
for each
team.
division.
Okay.
Yes, and so not typically, but you score. Obviously, it's like golf. Lowest score wins, and so whatever place that you come in, that's going to be like the number of points that adds up. And so the biggest thing is you're wanting to kind of run as a pack, and you score your first 5 runners, your top 5 runners, and then your 6th and 7th runner play a huge part as well, that even though they don't get scored, but they can go and beat out another school, and it takes points away from them.
Another team. Mm-hmm. Why 7? That's totally a bizarre number.
That's honestly a great question. I don't know why it's 7, but
okay.
Yeah, they take your top 5, and then your 6th and 7th are kind of there for defense, I guess.
Do you is this a sport where is there just a bunch of kids that just come running to you like, I can't wait to be on the cross country, I'd love to run far, and just because some kids just don't want to run, it's not their thing, or they don't have the right body type for it, or the right work ethic, or the right wanting to, do you have a lot of athletes that are in your program?
Not really. It's a tough sport.
I wouldn't have come to see you if I was in high school. I'd be like, yeah, man, I don't mind running up and down a court, or if I get to bounce a ball or somebody throws it to me. But just running, it's just like you're Forrest Gump out there.
It is, and it's a mentality. I mean, you have to be tough, and running's hard. It's uncomfortable, and so we don't have a ton of kids that want to come out and want to try it. But we try to get kids maybe that have been cut from a different program, or maybe try to get some kids to be a multi-sport kid, who can come with us in the morning and then go to their, in their sport during the athletic period. But yeah, trying to get kids to want to come run, especially at the 5A level, because for girls at the 5A level, 5A, 6A, you're running a 5K, you're running 3.1 miles, whereas 1A through 4A, it's just 2. And so that can kind of play, I think that does play a big factor into getting people to want to come out and run. So
how many people do you have? Because the semester has just kind of gotten going, but when does the season officially start? Like, when did you start? Do you have your team?
We have our team, yes. Okay. We started in July. So we do some open runs in June. We started in July, and then our first meet was this past Thursday.
Okay. So you're already rolling.
We're rolling.
Okay. Yes, and it's, how many meets are there?
We're doing 7 meets this year.
Okay.
7 meets, and then
which is pretty much every weekend or every other weekend.
Every weekend.
Or every week, every other week. Okay. Yep. So how many total kids are in your program?
This year we only have 13.
So you've got 2 teams.
You have varsity girls, and we have varsity boys and 2 JV.
Okay, got it. Okay. How many kids use cross country to try to train for track and some of the distance events and actual track? This isn't my first sport, but I think it would really help me if I'm running the 1600 and whatever. Is there any of that going on?
Absolutely. Yeah, and typically our kids that run cross country are going to be our mid distance or our distance kids in track. And so we have one kid who actually qualified for regionals last year in the 800, and he's running cross country for us, which he's great at the 2 mile and 3 mile as well. So it's really, for me, it's hard to be a part-time distance runner to where if you're only doing cross or if you're only doing track. And so really doing cross country and track throughout the year just kind of helps build that foundation, for that season and then the next year.
Your wind and your being in shape and all that. Okay, you also teach health. What do you tell these kids to eat before a meet? Like, what's the go-to? Like football, it's always like spaghetti or some, like pasta, and it's you stored and all that. And you're gonna have all this energy and all that. What do we tell a cross country kid the morning of a meet? Hey, you're gonna run this afternoon. Like, what are we trying to do there?
Really, to put something in their stomach, but nothing that's going to hurt their stomach. So I always suggest, like fruit, like bananas, honey,
Natural.
some peanut butter, like just even some chicken or just something that's going to give them protein, also some things that will help them have some carbs in it as well, but nothing that's going to just wreck their stomach for that day.
And then after the meet, it's like a free, because I would guess that there's not weigh-ins for this, like not like wrestling or anything, but I mean, the lighter you are and the faster you're going to be and the longer you can go and all those things. After the meet, though, we just say turn them loose. After
the meet, we really just
refuel.
We kind of refuel, but it's what you put into your body. It plays a big part in running. But kind of after the meet, it's like, hey, you want some pizza? Have some pizza. You deserve it.
Pizza was the go-to. Okay, so are you like? Tell me how you coach this sport, because are you? Is this like because you're probably, there's a psychology of staying in the pack and hitting splits. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, like, how do you coach it?
And that's the biggest thing, each kid, it's a little bit different. For the team mentality that I like is, staying in the pack. And so really trying to stay together, and obviously you want to hit your paces, but it's really about placement. And so, like, in order for you to qualify, you got to be in the top 10 and things like that. And so we really try to say, like, hey, get out, stay in the pack. And then if you're, never be by yourself. So just kind of cling on. You're running and, you're kind of getting past this pack. Then you need to eyes ahead and move on to the next group.
And that's probably hard for some, because some people may want to push the pack faster than others do. And others are like, oh, slow down. And so
It's a process, like even for us now, still trying to figure out, our pacing and trying to figure out our race strategy.
Is there a quarterback amongst the group that you're like, okay, you're the head wolf in the pack?
We typically, yes, we do on the boys' side. For the girls, I think we do a pretty good job of kind of rotating a little bit, but we do have leaders that can, get out and like, hey, stay with us, you got it, and don't fall off. So we do have that, but we do have some good leadership on both ends.
Are you? How does practice go? Just go run?
Typically, I kind of spread it out. Like Mondays typically are more of a mileage day for us, and so like this morning we did a little 5 mile. I say little, but we did a 5 mile progression run and
run to the airport and
back.
To the
airport and back, yes. And just trying to get faster each mile, and then we had them run, like they had a little break and then had them go a fast mile at the very end, and just really trying to train your body to still run fast towards the end of the race and what it feels like. Tuesdays we try to implement, more of like a speed workout, whether that's hill work or whether it's, repeats or anything like that, just to try to work on the speed aspect of it.
Okay.
And then we do cross training. We lift weights. We get on the bikes. We try to swim just to get some more of that aerobic work in without just all the pressure on their legs. And then Thursday's typically a day where it's kind of both, where it's distance, but it's also speed. And then we usually have our pre-meet stuff the day before a race.
Okay, so, there we go.
Yeah.
So you start really early, but then like when is district and like what are you working toward? When is all the stuff like, okay, this is the goal off in the distance, when are those meets, and when is all that coming up? And is it in October? Is it November?
Yes, it's October. So this year it'll be Thursday, October 9th, I believe.
Okay.
At May Simmons.
Which is, I don't know, that's 5-6 weeks away from where we're sitting, so it's not that far away, actually.
Yeah.
So you, it was like the first week of school, and you're already running a meet. Like you're kind of like volleyball. You're like rolling right out of the gate. Okay. And so you're not cutting anybody from your team or anything. It's like all comers. Let's make the best of it, and away we go.
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Okay. Yes, she says.
Anybody who wants to come out and run, come on.
Speaking of yes. You recently said so to another coach out there at the high school, AJ Perez.
I sure did.
So this is, are we excited about this?
We are excited about it. Yeah.
When is, tell me when when's the wedding and all these things? Are you going to be heavily involved? You're like, I really don't care. Like, what's the which Coach Blakely are we going to get there? Because there's Bridezilla out there. There's like, I'm just whatever, man. You know, we can go wherever. I mean, which.
That's honestly, so we're getting married December 27th because he coaches football and baseball, so something that's
and right in between,
in between the sports. But I've been more just laid back, just we'll
I'm
get
shocked.
it planned out.
If you can't tell, this is who Sarah is all the time, and she's the best. Yeah, she's very chill.
Don't ask my fiance that. Sometimes he'll be like, I don't know about that, but.
That's okay. You're allowed to get revved up. Okay, so this is a couple days after Christmas. That's a interesting time.
It is
for everybody, right there. Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
And we're married here in Lubbock, and I guess all that stuff.
Sir.
Is that what we're gonna do? Okay.
Yeah.
Do we know where we want to go on our honeymoon and all that stuff?
We're still in the process of trying to figure that out, but I'm
if
more
you
like
get to
beach.
pick. Okay, if you get to pick, that's what you're doing.
Yes.
Are we talking Hawaii or Cabo or Florida or? All the above?
All the above.
Okay.
Yep.
Mexico. Yeah, there's all kinds
anywhere.
of. Okay. Do you have a coaching point that you find yourself making on a daily basis? Like if your kids could hear one thing that you're saying to them, what would that be?
I think for me, it's a lot about just your mentality and your just like. It's really hard to get up in the morning sometimes. You just don't feel good and you have to come run. And I just tell them to really just try to be positive. Your thoughts become your actions. And so if we can have a positive mindset coming in with body language, and they hear me say that a lot. Just mentality is everything. And that's probably the most that they hear me say. Or if I'm yelling at them like, finish the race. But yeah, that's
body language is it's a lot for kids and for coaches and for adults that are viewing scenarios because you can say a lot without saying anything based on how you act and how your posture or your whatever. That's well said there. Okay, so I had Coach Moffitt in here off of the old Pirate campus the other day, and I think we tossed him up the just kind of this random question, like you get 3 other seats at the table. So here's your dinner table. I'm not going to fill this seat in this particular instance. Dead or alive, it can't be related to you, but like it'd be easy. Oh, I'd have my mom. I'd have my, we're not doing that. What 3 people would you like to break bread with? Because I think Moffitt, his was. It was Bill Walton. Help me out, Colton. It was Bill Walton, and I'm trying to. Oh, it was Jerry Garcia of the Grateful Dead, which is also kind of a Bill Walton type person. But anyway, so he had athlete, he had musician, and I'm trying to remember who his third one was. Anyways, do you have an answer?
I do.
Because this can be so broad.
Yeah.
You could have an artist, you could have a musician, you could have an athlete, you could have some mentor, and I don't know, whatever. Or somebody you're just fascinated by that you would love to sit and talk and just learn from. Your choices would
definitely say Michael Jordan. That would be...
I think that would be one of mine. Just, being a fanboy there. That's solid. Yeah, yes, that's solid work.
Just like the mind of, I don't know, just everything he went through in his story. I would love just to sit down and talk.
Assassin. Yeah.
Talk hoops with him.
The best there was, and then any little jab, it's like, and I took that personally, like the show, right? Yeah. And he just was always a chip on the shoulder. Okay, that's solid. Okay, writing that one down. Yeah. Okay, who else?
I would probably say this is fangirl.
That's okay. This is what we're here for.
Yeah.
It's your dinner.
Kelsea Ballerini, huge. She's a country music artist.
Okay.
So
Ballerini. Okay. Ballerini. Okay. Mm-hmm. Okay. I like so. Okay, we've got an interesting dinner group so far. Yeah. Now, third guest would be who?
And then I think Jesus. That would be great. I think that would be awesome.
That was your buddy Caitlin Anderson's number one. I know you're shocked there, but yeah, Caitlin. Yeah. Okay, what are we serving to this meal?
Oh.
Like, what's the go-to meal we having? Because you're a health teacher and you're very health conscious, so we like baked chicken. Are we doing some fish? We doing grilled vegetables? What are we having?
We're probably going carb loading it and going some chicken Alfredo.
Oh, okay.
That's probably
I like
what we
that.
would
Okay,
do.
okay. That's solid work right there. Some garlic bread, some salad, and all that stuff. Yeah, yeah. Okay, well, okay, Coach. Any athletes, any runners you want to kind of mention that you've been proud of on the show before we wrap up about? Man, they've really gotten better, or this is our, we really need this runner to do well. I mean, before we get out of here, anybody?
I'm proud of every single one of them. They all put in just a lot of hard work. But I would say on the boys' side, someone who's been with us since his freshman year is Luis Guerrero, and he is a senior this year. And
Program kid, yeah.
and he's qualified to regionals the past 2 years.
Okay.
And so really needing him to, which he does, he'll be great, and he always steps up for us. But and then another one is Will Escobar. He's a move-in for us, and he was very close last year to qualifying to regionals. But he was the one that qualified in track in the 800.
Okay. Have you ever seen I'm trying to Google it. This is bad podcasting, but I'm just doing it anyway. Distance runner. This is so bad. Have you ever seen the movie with Kevin Costner as the coach in California?
Yes, McFarland.
Yes, McFarland USA. Yes. Have you shown your kids that movie?
I haven't. No, that's a great idea though.
That is one of the, because it's all true story.
Mm-hmm.
I actually want to say that the actual. Because was McFarland his name, or was that where they were?
That's where they were.
Okay, and I'm trying to remember the coach's name. Anyway, long story short, it's a true story. It's about a coach that was a big time coach and this and that, but he ended up just at this very small school, didn't have a whole lot in California, lower end economic place and all that stuff, and he just turned this place into a powerhouse of distance running because of good body language, thinking positive, some of the things that you've said. So it's one of the low-key, one of the best sports movies out there.
I love it.
Yes, and it's a true story. So anyway, yeah, that's for all the runners out there that are cross-countrying, I would suggest, give that a watch. Yeah,
that's great.
You pulled it. That was good. I was like struggling to remember the name of it, but you pulled it. You nailed it. Okay, Coach B, which is soon to be Coach P, Coach Blakely to Coach Perez, coming up on December the 27th. But anyway, I hope you have a great fall.
Thank you.
Hope your kids stay healthy and all that. We thoroughly enjoyed having you here. So,
Thank you. Thanks
all
for
right,
having me.
Coach Blakely, she's good people. She's a really good broadcaster too. We have utilized her doing her first love of basketball, doing some broadcasting for some of the Pirate basketball games, Lady Pirates and the boys as well. She does a money job. Okay, so that'll wrap it up for this one, Coach Blakely. Great job.
Thank you.
From our producer, engineer there, Mr. Colton Coons, there behind the camera. This is Chris Level. This show has been brought to you by Gene Messer Ford Lincoln. So I certainly appreciate those folks. We'll talk to you next time.